Tamara, you made an interesting point there that your value set is the same at business and at home. So can you give an example of how that works so that your life is melded or blended back and forth?
Yeah, certainly. Look, my family and the quality time with my family is really important. And to me, travel, music, I have lots of passions. And I like to make sure that they're incorporated in both my business life and my personal life. So if that's the way that I am at work, the same applies when I'm at home. So communication is a big part of it. If you're communicating with your kids and with your husband, that should be also happening at work. And if I'm into flexibility and travel, then I need to also give room to my team to have the same amount of flexibility to be able to go and do what they love.
Now, Tamara, I've heard you comment about that, both on bucket list things and that the way you treat yourself and your children and your family is what you do with your employees, so they can take time off to go pick up the kids after school?
Yeah, exactly. My 8-year-old has a bucket list, and everyone on my team has a bucket list, and my rule is that I want to tick off 3 a year, and we all hold each other accountable to that. So I think it's really important if you have a business that it's about the journey. Business is an up and down ride, so it's really important that the people that you're with, when things go wrong and shit hits the fan, if you've got the same ethics and the same values, you'll make the same core decisions. When it comes to whether you decide whether to put somebody off or not, staff off versus taking a pay cut, I know that my management team would rather take a pay cut than see people not being able to meet their mortgage.
Now that's an interesting question. What do you do when all your due diligence says you have an aligned value set, an aligned set of ethics, and then a situation arises where you see a conflict? What are your strategies for exiting or dealing with that?
Well, I think if you're really good at articulating what your value set is, which there's a process that I go to make sure that we're both clear on what our values are from the start. If they're unaligned, I don't care how amazing your product is or how many millions it's going to make, I'm not interested, because that's the first thing. And then from that, when you hit conflict, and that's when, not if, because in business there is always conflict, then you go back to those. And if they're not living by their values and the ethics that you both decided that you were going to live by in the business, then that's a great conversation to have around, okay, are we still aligned or are we going to part ways? And my favorite saying, or one of them, is fail quickly. And if I find that people say that that's their ethics, but when it comes down to the actual grunt time and when the shit hits the fan and they don't behave in that manner, I'm very quick to walk away. And I don't really care about the money that I'm walking away from, the asset that I'm walking away from, because if there's no values and ethics in the business, I actually don't think it's sustainable.